braving the treacherous icebergs of Prince William Sound.
Oh, look at that, look at that!
Marty faces a father's worst nightmare.
You seen that lately?
When his son disappears.
Paddle!
What does it take to conquer Alaska?
We gotta move, here we go.
8 expert explorers are putting their lives on the line.
No. Whoa.
In a relentless test of survival. They're on a 10-leg journey covering 3,000 miles of Alaska's wildest terrain. Like the original National Geographic explorers, they'll live off the land and use only what gear they can carry to survive.
Oh! Nice! There's a bear right there, look.
The rules are simple. On each leg, they'll have just 72 hours to reach their extraction point.
Good. We gotta move. We gotta go, man.
Or risk getting left behind. Why would any man accept this challenge?
Why do you go out and test yourself? Because you can. Why do you climb mountains? Because it's there. If you have to ask that question, you will never understand the answer in the first place.
Money! Don't go this way.
The 8 explorers are dropped off at the edge of Prince William Sound.
Let's go.
Yeah, buddy.
It's leg 7, and it's pouring rain.
Nice weather today, boys.
The men have spent 28 days in the wild. Now, winter is coming.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
Exhausted, cold, and hungry, the explorers must now tackle Prince William Sound's treacherous waters.
Prince William Sound is one of the crown jewels of Alaska. Ice, icebergs, ice flows, scores of glaciers flowing out into the water. It seems to go on forever.
Woo! Heck yeah!
To navigate this minefield of ice, the men have been supplied with traditional Alaskan boats, a 5-man umiak, and 2 smaller bidarkas.
An umiak's a skin boat that Native Americans developed to deal with their environments. These things are beautifully crafted in terms of their ability to withstand bad weather and the ease of which you can actually paddle them and make some distance in them.
Beautiful day out here.
The rain was just flying sideways, pouring down on us, no way to get out of it. We knew that this is going to be a miserable couple days.
From here, the men will paddle north on a 40-mile trek up to the extraction landing zone at the Doran Strait. There, a commercial fishing boat will meet them. They'll have just 72 hours to make the LZ, or they'll be left behind.
Who's going where here?
Right away, Matt Rainey makes a bold call.
I'm gonna be courageous and pick the single. You're going in this? Yeah.
Go for it.
Good luck in this weather.
Matt was like pushing me out of the way. Hey, where's the single kayak? And show me an ocean full of icebergs. I was like, good for you, buddy. Tyler and I and the 2 men. Grab that in, we'll take off.
All right, so it's the 5 of us.
5 of us.
The Seamies, Willie, Austin. Here we go. Good luck, boys.
Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Willie Pretty and the 5-man umiak crew waste no time getting started.
All right.
We floating?
We're floating.
You in, Carol? Need a paddle.
Oh, man. Right. Just train
Go,
right.
guys. Go.
It's going to be a battle. They face 30-mile-per-hour headwinds.
It was really good that we had the larger group on the umiak because we needed the horsepower, especially once we got fighting the winds a little bit. You have something called windage on the hull. The wind has a lot of surface area to work on, and you've got to overcome that and still be able to make distance.
To reach the extraction LZ, Willie's crew will take advantage of their Umiak's open water capabilities, cutting a direct line through the middle of the deep channel to the Doran Strait.
Another day in the rain.
Moving quickly through the Sound will afford the men time to stop and take advantage of the vast food-gathering opportunities along the way.
A 5-person Umiak is stable enough to go straight across the open water and basically for us to do a beeline to the best hunting ground where we can get set up, do our hunting and fishing there, and we'll be close to the destination.
2 miles behind,
Good time, man. It's way faster walking.
mountain man Marty Rainey, his son Matt, and Tyler Johnson are off to a much shakier start.
Hold it.
Whoa.
Their rival's 5-man Umiak is built for rough conditions, but these native kayaks, known as Bidarkas, ride lower in the water.
Our strategy is hug this coastline all the way to the LZ. This place has strong tides. Obviously, you got ice. I mean, there's a list of reasons why we would stay on one shoreline for a safety, camping, navigable coastline to the LZ.
Marty's crew will follow the western edge of the Port Wells Channel, avoiding the powerful swells of the Sound's open water, all the way to the LZ. By hugging the coastline, they'll also avoid getting separated.
We gotta stay together as much as we possibly can. We got the current, we got the fog.
The tidal currents here are deceptively strong. Smaller boats can be dragged miles off course.
Whoa, you guys okay?
It was extremely tippy, which means extremely dangerous. If you tip over in iceberg-infested waters, you got a problem.
If the Bidarkas tip over in the 35-degree water, the men could easily slip into hypothermia.
This is scary. Is it?
Yeah, this is tippier than hell.
Let's go back to shore.
This is insane. This is totally insane. The slightest ripple would have capsizes. So Tyler's an engineer, and I'm a MacGyver. So I just said, dude, we've got to modify.
No, it'll follow the contours of the boat. Check that out.
We found 2 kind of curved logs about that big around, about the length of the boat, laid the logs alongside it, and then we lashed them to the Bidarka.
The logs increase the surface area at the kayak's base, giving it more stability.
Want to try it out?
Why not?
Let me get inside here. Dude, check that out, man. It's way better.
We were like, holy buckets! Nothing can hold us back. The Bidarka was a vessel to be reckoned with.
The kayak fortified. Now the guys can make up for lost time. 5 miles ahead, with their sights set on reaching the halfway mark by day's end, Willie's 5-man crew is leaving their rivals in the dust.
Guys, we probably need to turn more right.
Yep.
But the open water is dangerous.
Looks like we're running into a little bit of an iceberg field here.
If we want to take a chance, we can just go straight to the point. It's the most direct.
These large chunks of ice could easily puncture the Umiak, sending it to the bottom of the Sound.
You feeling lucky?
We feel lucky. Let's do it. For the iceberg we go.
Putting the risk aside, the men push forward toward the glacier. But then,
Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Whoa.
Wow. These glaciers are constantly moving, and when you got a chunk of ice that calves off of one of these things, you're talking thousands, maybe tens of thousands of tons. And the amount of displacement and energy that those things produce creates massive waves. And that can be a very significant and immediate threat to safety and well-being.
That's going to produce a wave, huh?
Yeah, it is.
And be ready for a swell when it comes up.
one large wave hitting the side of their Umiak could send the men into the deep, freezing water.
The best way to take on a big weight is to turn bow into it, and when you hit it, it's going to raise the boat up, and you're going to roll over the top of it, rather than letting it hit you broadside and flipping you.
Look at the wave coming. Here we go.
Turn the bow into the wake.
Turn the bow into the wake. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Nice.
The Umiak rides the waves well as the crew builds momentum. Several miles away, Marty, Matt, and Tyler are falling behind. Though hungry, they don't have time to stop and hunt. So they decide to fish off the boats.
You guys want to try fishing off this point a little bit?
All right.
I'm going to go down to that point, and I'm basically just going to troll back and forth, and we'll meet in the middle somewhere.
All right, man. Be safe.
Yeah, you guys too.
Fishing from a kayak in the ocean, basically, you could do it with a bare hook. We don't have a depth finder, so you kind of paddle around there and you find out, oh, I just hit the bottom. Reel it up a little bit, and then jig. Something will bite it, guaranteed.
While confident in their technique, the swift water of the Sound is a challenge.
The problem is we don't have an anchor, so we're at the whim of the tide, which is constant. Doesn't look like it's moving, but I was very surprised at how strong and swift the current was.
After just 20 minutes, the strong current separates the kayaks by 100 yards.
Hey, Marty, you see Matt?
I haven't seen him. When's the last time you saw him? Around this point straight ahead?
Yeah, I think it was this one we're heading to.
I don't want to get separated, and I don't see him, so let's see if we can find him.
All right.
As Marty rounds the point, there's still no sign of his son.
Where the frick is he, man?
I don't like this, buddy.
Hey!
Come on, Matt. Hey!
In Prince William Sound, the 5-man Umiak crew is struggling to ignore their hunger in the cold and wet.
This is so much more fun than that flat water.
Miles behind, Marty and Tyler are desperately searching for their teammate.
Matt!
Marty's son Matt has gone missing in his solo Bidarka.
I looked around for him, and he wasn't there, and I started calling for him, and he wasn't there. And it became apparent we were separated.
Let's get close to shore, because we don't have life jackets. The boat's tippy.
The Sound's strong tides and currents can drag a boat miles off course. Marty anxiously searches.
Come on, buddy. Are you in there?
It's only getting worse. A low fog blankets the area.
Matt decided he was going to go trolling, and he's going down the bay, and he said, I'm going to be at that point. But the problem is the fog moved in, and we couldn't see to that point, and we couldn't find Matt. And I think he's ahead of us. We think. We don't know. Matt!
Matt!
I could have swore he just went around this point and, like, hugged the coast.
He could be in there. What do you see?
I am not seeing Matt right now.
I don't like this, buddy. I do not like it at all. I'm not kidding. Some element of your brain is thinking worst case scenario for obvious reasons. Our location, the middle of nowhere. This isn't a bright sunny day. I mean, this is clouds and rain and wind. We got to find him.
When two parties get separated in the wild, rule number 1 is stay in the area. Number 2, send a signal.
Maybe that might be something to think about, a fire on the beach. This is Tyler and I not knowing, having a clue where he is. We're just widening that gap, making the bad situation worse. So I just said, dude, paddle this thing to shore.
As Marty and Tyler quickly head to shore to start a fire, 10 miles ahead,
Oh, yeah!
straight up the middle of the Port Wells Channel,
We're still making good time, I think, Doc.
Yeah, it's getting closer.
the weather is starting to take a toll on Willie's 5-man crew.
We're getting fought big time here.
Wind in our face.
Not only are we against the tide, this wind picked up big time against us.
Yep.
Got the wind, the rain, the tide.
Their plan is to push through their hunger, moving quickly to the LZ, where there's more food to be gathered.
I was amazed at the speed of that Umiak when we all got out in sync rowing, and there were 5 of us in it. That's not really a lot of horsepower for a vessel of that size, and it still really amazed me at how fast we were able to cover ground and the speed that we were actually able to do under paddle.
We'll be in the bay soon.
In other words, just keep paddling.
Exactly.
These boats were designed for many, many more passengers/paddlers than what we had, and a lot more cargo in them. So we're burning a lot of calories, and not having sufficient calories aboard reduces your performance. You're not going to be able to go as far, go as fast, maybe make the distance.
Already cold, wet, and hungry, the men realize it's about to get worse.
Yeah, this black cloud is coming on strong here, guys. Definitely gonna be wet. We're gonna need a good fire. The faster we get to shore at this point, the better.
The men decide to retreat to shore and find shelter. 11 miles behind, on dry ground,
Woo! Man, it's cold out here.
Marty and Tyler have made it to shore.
Snow line's dropping. It's gonna freeze tonight.
Desperate to find his missing son, Marty hopes to send Matt a smoke signal.
If we can get a fire going, create enough smoke to get above these trees, and Matt could see it perhaps and help.
At least we'll warm ourselves up, and then we can kind of reassess where we're at, take care of ourselves. Marty's gonna go out and get some small sticks. I'm gonna get a fire pit going. We're gonna send up the biggest freaking smoke column we can get. Hopefully Matt will see it. I don't know. I mean, right now we're just kind of at a loss. But we're going to make the best of a bad situation and try to get through it.
How's it going down there?
Good. We got a fire going.
You serious?
Oh, yeah. We want smoke. We're going to get it. That's a smoke column.
The smoke from the bonfire should be visible up to a mile away. But they want to do more.
What else can we do, Marty?
Fire off a few rounds. Matt's a tough guy. But down in Alaska, some of the toughest guys in the world don't ever come back from here. Let's cut to the chase. You swamp one of these kayaks or badarkas out here, you don't really survive long in this water here. You got about a half hour before hypothermia will overtake you. 1.5 hours. And then all of a sudden, you're drowning. On a scale of 1 to 10 for challenges, it's a 12.
As Marty ponders Matt's fate,
Looks good.
Willie and his exhausted crew have finally made it to shore. Cold, wet, and hungry.
Well, I'm just attempting to get this fire going. It's super wet.
While Brent Sass sets up camp,
In a good spot. We might as well take a minute and do some hunting.
the others split into 2 hunting parties.
You want to go hunting?
See if we can get some ducks and whatnot around here.
All right.
Where are you going? You're going that way?
But I'm going to head that way down the beach. I may go around that next point, so...
All righty.
The Seeley brothers head south along the shoreline. Willie and Austin choose to push inland.
So the hunting strategy right now is stalk and spot. We're going to slip up on the animals. Hopefully we find them before they find us. And we're going to keep the wind in our face so they can't smell us. We got to move like the shadows. This is a serious game trail coming down through here. And it crosses on the moss over there. This is a really good area. I'd be surprised if we don't run into something. Willie and I are using the creek over here as an ambient noise to disguise our footsteps so animals don't hear us. Perfect. Perfect for stalking and creeping up on animals.
Yo, bear!
Austin glimpses sight of a bear in the clearing, only 50 yards away.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Hey, bear! Hey, bear!
In Prince William Sound,
Yo, bear!
Willie and Austin are trying to startle off a huge brown bear.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Hey, bear! Hey, bear!
There he goes.
There he goes.
Going about his way. Probably the worst single thing you can do is walk up on a bear unawares. A 900-pound carnivore, you don't want to surprise. There's a certain amount of healthy respect/fear that you don't want to let that take too much of a hold of you. But you also need to understand that if you don't conduct yourself properly, you can come to grief here pretty rapidly. Problem is, in this thicker brush and these thicker trees, you could almost step on one before you knew it was there if it's bedded down.
go. You got the gun. Get out front.
With a brown bear nearby, hunting will have to wait. They head back to camp to warn the others. 11 miles behind, Marty and Tyler's fear is growing. They've held their position for over 15 hours. Still, no sign of Matt.
Could be a thing where he knows that we couldn't have gone as far as he is if he went in front of us.
Yeah.
That's some optimism I'm going to cling to. It's a serious business. That's my son out there.
We're in a tough situation. I'm a parent, and I feel for Marty. I can't imagine what he's going through. But at this point now, we're starting to get hungry, lethargic, tired. It's, starvation. 1, 2, 3. Matt has all the food, and now we're separated, right? Marty and I haven't eaten in probably a day. We're hungry.
With their hunger getting worse, they head out to fish, keeping one eye out for Matt and the other on the potential protein swimming below.
Tyler.
What?
Something's on here. Oh, shoot.
Whoa, dude.
Unfortunately, starfish are nearly inedible.
This sucks. Prepared to go hungry tomorrow. Hey, Marty, check this out, dude. I think I got a little guy. See what we got here. Woo! Check that baby out. Irish Lord.
Oh, that's perfect for dinner.
Yeah, right on. That's a keeper.
Pull it up. It's the most unattractive fish on planet Earth.
Look at the mouth on this guy.
Bearing the least amount of meat on its bones, it's an Irish Lord. I mean, I'm not complaining. It was a morsel or two.
Back on shore, it doesn't take much work to prepare their meager meal.
This thing's bony, man. I used to commercial fish, and Irish Lords are like a garbage fish, right? But it's better than what we had, no fish. Eyeballs and all. Typically, you take the head off, and just harvest the usable meat. But since Matt has all the beans and rice, Marty and I, we just put it on the fire and cooked the whole thing up because we needed every last ounce of this fish.
Slice her up a little bit, buddy.
Here, right here.
There we go.
That's going to be good, Marty. I don't know what you think, but
That's looking pretty good.
my taste buds are freaking on fire right now.
Smells good, buddy.
Let's try it out here. Tastes pretty good. Oh. Like a rockfish.
Totally. Just crazy things were going through my head. What could I do? I could do nothing except try to maintain rationale and hope and then resume the search.
As Marty scans the horizon, fighting back fear,
I pray you're safe.
Willie and Austin haven't had much luck hunting.
Yep, let's go.
A brown bear encounter has sent them back to camp empty-handed. But Dallas and Tyrell continue to search.
When you have a downpour like we have going on now, it makes it very hard to effectively hunt anything. But I think I know the most likely place that one of these birds is hanging out.
As Dallas makes his way down the shoreline, he spots something at the water's edge.
Got me a little duck. Looks like a mallard. Heck yeah. Right on.
After bagging the bird, the brothers meet up with Willie and Austin.
Hey, dude.
Check it out.
You got one.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice
Decent
job,
bite.
man.
Well, thank you. Found it.
Good job, buddy.
We got more meat. This thing's hefty. Feel that?
Yeah.
He didn't look that big on the water, or she, or...
Hen mallard.
And mallard, yeah.
Beautiful duck, man.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Well,
Here,
swampy
you can have your
back.
gun
Nice
back.
job.
Glad we came over and took a peek on this
Yeah.
side of the ridge, you know?
Well, I suggest we maybe mosey on back.
All
Getting dark.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
saw a large male brown bear.
Yeah?
I'm going to chamber another shot shell just in case.
All right. I still like to see a big blacktail somewhere, but
Yeah.
in the meantime, I'll be more than happy eating these guys.
You betcha.
As the men head back with dinner in hand,
Pressure cooker's gonna be busy tonight.
daylight wanes on the Sound. Winter is coming, and the night brings more than 9 hours of darkness. Sunrise on day 2. Marty and Tyler have now spent over 24 hours waiting and hoping for any sign of Matt.
Any luck, Marty?
Not a thing, but a lot of ice moved in.
It's a needle in the haystack in the barn in a town full of barns.
Another factor plays into this whole thing. We have more than 30 miles to the LZ. Is it a possibility Matt is there? Or do we need to get there to notify people?
With the clock ticking,
Let's go, buddy, let's go.
it's time for a different strategy.
I don't know what else we can do, man. We searched everywhere yesterday. We built fires, smoke signals, fired guns, yelled.
We do have one ace in the hole. If we see him on the way to the LZ. After that, I don't have a clue. I'm pretty motivated to get back on the Bedorka and start searching on the way to the LZ.
Matt! Hey, Matt!
They travel miles, but see no sign of him.
I see we're getting into some ice. Dude, what's that right there, straight ahead? What?
Iceberg.
The little one, the little piece.
Think it's a kayak? Hey, Matt!
What do you think it is?
I don't know, man. Let's go see.
Let's head straight forward.
It's not moving. It's not turning around. I don't know if it's him.
That looks like a piece of ice.
Marty, you see that laying on that iceberg? What the heck's that?
I don't know.
Let's get up here. What the hell?
Hey, wait.
Are those mats?
Those are Matt's water bottles. Oh, my God!
While searching the waters of Prince William Sound for his missing son,
Dude, what's that right there, straight ahead?
Marty makes an alarming discovery.
Dude, I think that's water balls, man. Check that out.
Hey, wait.
Are those mats?
Those are Matt's water bottles.
That does not bode well, man. Where the heck is he? Marty, I don't know what to say, man. This is a little scary.
Dude, I'm not...
Piece of
give me that.
equipment
Give me
laying-
that.
Piece of equipment laying on an iceberg?
In a situation like that, everything's going through your head. You're thinking the worst, but at the same time, you got to believe that he's got the wherewithal and the knowledge to, make the right decisions on his own out there. So that was my thinking. That was my hope. That was my prayer.
I don't know what happened to Matt. I mean, he's your son, but I don't want to see him in person or anything, but the best thing we can do is help ourselves and just go and hope he's either on the way to the LZ or he's at the LZ right now, you know?
Let's get away from this junk of ice. Let's go.
All right.
There's nothing left to say. The men can only push on and keep hope alive. Another day fades in the Sound. The nights are getting longer. Day 3 breaks. Cold and misty. 15 miles ahead, Willie's crew is back on the water. The rain has picked up, but the men barely notice. They're 3/4 of the way to the LZ and ready to push to the finish.
Dude, this thing does move when we get rolling.
We're definitely cooking.
As the men plow through Prince William Sound, they spot a rare opportunity up ahead.
You want to visit that iceberg in route?
Yep. I'd like to stop and check that big one out.
Yeah. There we go.
This is pretty sweet.
They haven't made the LZ yet, but getting this far in under 48 hours is reason enough to celebrate.
Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! We've hereby staked, marked, and procured this island once and for all for the great state of Alaska.
All in. All aboard.
As they continue their journey, 8 miles behind, Marty and Tyler continue to search for Marty's missing son.
Wind's picking up.
It's been 48 hours since they lost contact with Matt. Marty scans every dark shape on the water with a father's concern.
What do you see?
You know, the problem is you've got a brown boat and a brown coat. He blends in. You can't see him sometimes, huh?
You have a son that's lost in the wilds of Alaska on the water. Any father that has a son, how would he feel? I do not like it at all. I'm not kidding.
Matt! It's a needle in a haystack. We could be 2 miles apart, or we could be 20. The currents are strong. He could be on the opposite side of the bay at this point. We don't know.
Well, no sign of him in this cove. I'm worried about Matt. He's been missing before. Matt! Been worried a lot through the years about him, but whether it was surfing in Kodiak on Christmas Day, skiing or hiking, but he's always returned, so pretty much relying on Matt and his skills. Go hard, buddy.
Marty is set on getting to the LZ. Either Matt is there, or they can launch a rescue operation.
Bottom line was, we're going to go to the LZ. But when I get there, the biggest search party that ever hit Alaska will get started. I'm going to find my son.
Holding on to hope, the duo keeps their eyes peeled and their focus on reaching the LZ. Meanwhile, after sharing one duck 5 ways last night, Willie's crew is on the lookout for more food.
Just keep going towards that point.
The men need more protein to keep up with the caloric demands of paddling in 35-degree temperatures.
I'd like to think we can stir up some nice fresh food tonight.
All right, let's get some food in our stomachs.
It's Dallas who first spots an opportunity for a meal, straight ahead.
What do we got right there? Thought I saw a duck head.
There he is, there he is.
Right in front of us, to the right. You gonna be ready for that, Willie?
Willie uses his M6 Springfield over-under to take the shot. But he's not confident in these conditions.
This is not ideal circumstances. First off, we're in a Umiak that's moving. Second off, the bird's moving. Thirdly, we also have winds, oftentimes crosswinds, that we're dealing with. So this is pretty difficult, if not impossible.
Moving to the left.
Nice shot, man.
Come on, Willie.
Just 3 miles from the extraction LZ,
Come on, Willie.
Willie has a duck in his sights, but he's fighting 15-mile-per-hour winds from a moving boat.
Moving to the left.
Nice shot, man. Got him.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
One shot, bullseye.
Let's go get it.
Willie, the Deadeye and the Umiak attack.
Those migratory birds and ducks and whatnot in that area, they're fueling up for a long migration, so they're eating as much as possible. They've got all kinds of fat on them. They've got lots of vitamins and essential amino acids and everything from fatting up for their long journey, and I was really psyched to be able to bag the bird.
We got protein, Willie.
Yeah. Nice shooting, Willie.
Nice job, Willie.
All right, pull him into you, Willie.
There you go.
Got him. Duck for the pot, boys.
Their strategy has paid off, and the crew heads for land to prepare their supper.
All right, let's get to that shore. Get a fire built, get a camp built, and get some food in our stomachs.
As daylight fades, dinner is on.
We got some crackles.
We're coaxing. There's more of that split stuff I can put on this side.
We've got a fire, boys.
Survival expert Austin Manelik has years of experience hunting in the Alaskan wild. And he knows how to get the most out of their catch.
We're using everything on this duck. We're using the entire body, and we're going to put it in Willie's pressure cooker. So we're trying to keep as much meat as we possibly can on the bones. To me, taking an animal's life is an ultimate sign of respect. And respecting that animal means utilizing every last little morsel of resource on that game. Once the wings are off, it gives us a starting point for me to start peeling all of the visceral and the feathers off of the protein, off of meat. So as I'm going to be taking the feathers and the skin away from the duck. all the way down. Me and our tummies tonight. You've got legs, you've got the chest, and the neck, and all is edible. Just basically like a Cornish game hen or like a chicken. Really similar to a chicken. A lot of people have lost connection to what it is to be a human being and really hunt and harvest your food. Okay. You got an entire day where 5 guys haven't eaten a single thing and just hunted for what they were going to eat. And now that we got it, we're all going to be happier for it.
Hot stuff.
The duck will provide only around 3 pounds of meat, but it's just what their protein-starved bodies are craving.
All right.
With good food and a fire and a lid over your head, there's not much else you can ask for. Pretty much living the dream. Living the dream, boys. Pretty dang good.
Darkness blankets Prince William Sound once again. And as the sun rises, the final day of Leg 7 begins. With the first light, Marty and Tyler are back on the water at a frantic pace.
Roll hard, buddy.
Over the last 24 hours, they've done nothing but paddle and hope. Now, they've sped right past the coastal inlet, where Willie's crew is hunkered down.
We labored over this. We labored over this. If we stay and look for him, is it for naught? I mean, is it a wild goose chase? Is he on his way paddling to the LZ? You know, I mean, all these things are going through my mind, but the obvious decision is get to the LZ and get some help.
As they head for the Doran Strait, Marty's prepared himself for the worst.
Marty, we're getting close, buddy.
How can you tell?
It's in this little bay, man.
You sure? Can you imagine my anxiety? We're going down the coastline, and a couple times Tyler was in the front of the kayak, and he would, you know, look back and he'd go, "Don't worry." He goes, "Don't worry. It's all going to work out," you know.
I got a good feeling.
Matt's
gonna be there.
God, I hope so. We want to get around that corner. We want to look up that bay. We want to see that boat, and we want to see Matt on the boat. I don't see anything.
We'll hug the corner.
In Prince William Sound, Marty and Tyler are moments away from reaching the LZ. But no one is celebrating.
I don't like this, buddy. I will find him.
Marty's son Matt has been missing for more than 2 days. Now, Marty's only goal is to reach the LZ and get help.
You can imagine how aggressive Tyler and I were kayaking and paddling. I remember my heart pounding on that one. In fact, that's all I heard.
Marty, we're getting close, buddy.
How can you tell?
It's in this little bay, man.
You sure?
I think so. We'll go find out. We'll go poke around this corner.
Matt could be waiting there on the extraction fishing boat. If not, Marty's ready to leap into action with a rescue operation.
I don't see anything.
We'll hug this corner.
Hello! Check it out! Hey! Is that Matt? And then when I clearly saw it was Matt, it was like, wow! Yeah! Frozen! Whoa, yeah!
Yeah, buddy.
How did you know that? Of course, you want to embrace the person, you know, but we still got to paddle a couple hundred yards, so, you know, we amped it up, you know. You guys are late! Tyler!
We knew it. We knew it. We knew it.
I don't think I've ever been so happy to see the old man. I'm really glad that they made it.
Daddy-o! What the hell happened?
I got ahead. Then the tide took me way down, and then I had to go inland. You know, it got really dark, and I don't know where you guys were. You might have went past, and who knows when we crossed.
Man, am I glad to see you, buddy. Here you go.
Marty's 48-hour roller coaster ride has finally come to an end.
That was 2 days of insanity. When I got to the boat, burden has been lifted. You can literally feel it lifted off my shoulders, and now, wow, you know. And I get on the boat, and I still remember the hug. And I'm not a hugger, but I remember that hug. Probably always will. That was a good hug. You never tipped over anything?
No. I never tipped over.
Well, we found those water bottles on some ice. Did you hear us ever yelling?
No.
We fired the gun.
No, I heard gunshots one time, but they were so faint I couldn't even tell which direction they were.
I'll have to say, out of all the expeditions that we've done so far, that was a tough one. It's going to take some time for this thing to soak in, but I'm just glad it had a happy ending. That's like 2 days out here separated, which is pretty crazy in Alaska. Good job for keeping your head and just surviving.
Yeah, buddy. No, this is great. This is a good one.
Cool. That was cool.
You know, I told
A great ending. A great ending.
We talked about that a little bit. There was one ace in the hole, you know, that you just went to the extraction on your own with your own skills. And man, I'm very proud of you.
As Marty breathes a huge sigh of relief, Willie's 5-man crew pulls in on their heels with no idea of the drama they've missed.
It's looking so... Hell yeah!
There's the boys!
Yeah! Hey, look who's there!
Nice, guys.
Those ugly mountains never looked so good! Get on in there!
You guys are pretty much on time.
Nice job! Good to see you guys!
Awesome, you guys.
You guys going that fast the whole time?
We need to talk. We need to talk. We have insane
We
stories.
had issues. Prince William Sound, as you well know, it got my attention on several levels. And it could have had a disastrous ending, but it didn't. But we got through it, and we've laughed about it a little bit already. You guys get all that ice out there?
Oh, yeah, we were...
Oh, yeah.
The Umiat just...
His water bottles were on a freaking iceberg and scared the hell out of us.
He's got everything, though.
You know, it was tough. I'll make no bones about it. What are you going to do? Never go back to the mountains? Adventures like this will make you go back. It's my surroundings. That's what motivates me. I mean, I'm just overwhelmed. I can't change who I am. That's why I'm headed to the next one.
7 legs are finished.
On to the next one!
Now the 8 explorers are headed east to the Nizina River Valley and its treacherous rushing waters.